Hi everybody. It is Saturday, November 3rd already. Um, don't judge me, but look at my Christmas tree. It's not finished yet. And my nativity scene is up. If you know me, you know the first week in November, I decorate. But you're not thankful. Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet. Let me tell you something. When Thanksgiving Day comes, I'm so thankful all my Christmas stuff is put up. So I'm very limited still on what I can do. So my girls were here today, and I got to kind of supervise. I'm not allowed to be around dust and dirt and that kind of thing, and a lot of my Christmas stuff's dusty, so the girls got stuck carrying stuff up and downstairs and setting the trees up and decorating, but they did a great job today and coming back tomorrow to finish up. And it's exciting. It is so exciting for me. I cannot tell you, because last year this time I was in the hospital, and I was in the hospital for a very, very long time. I got to do no decorating. I was not home for Thanksgiving. I got to do no Christmas shopping. I got to do no Christmas dinners, no Christmas parties, no Christmas shows, no Christmas plays, no gatherings, no anything, because I was in the hospital most of November and December. I had gotten out a week before Christmas. It was the last, and at that point I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even stand. What am I talking about walking? Yeah, I couldn't even stand. I was totally bedridden. So this year's just extra special to be home, to be up walking around, to be in good shape, basically. Last time I talked to you all, I believe I told you that my next option was going to be to have this treatment to go into remission, and then have an allo transplant, which would be from a donor. And I just was not very hot on the idea. Those transplants are not an easy thing to get through at all. And the allo is even worse than the auto, which I just had. So I was not looking forward to it, but yet when I went down to the city, they really gave me no options. That's the next thing that, I take the treatment that I'm on, I go into remission, and I had this allo done. I had asked them if I could take these treatments that I'm on now in Hagerstown. It's because, you ride down there for 2 hours, I take a half-hour treatment, turn around, come back, kind of seemed foolish when I could have the same thing done out here at the cancer center. And the girls out at the cancer take wonderful care of me, so I have no problems going out there. They're very professional, very, very knowledgeable, and I've never had any problem with them. So I have no problem at all taking the treatment out there. So I went to my doctor here in Hagerstown, who I would put up against any of them down there, to tell you the truth. He's an excellent doctor as far as I'm concerned. He communicates with them down there. Maris has gotten a new computer system program that they run, and it syncs with that one down there, so he could get on and get all my records. He talks to my doctors down there anyway. So anyhow, I saw him this week, and first thing he says, allo is not your next option. He said, if I were you, that would be my absolute positive last option, because of all, that is a life-changing procedure, just because it is someone else's immune system. So you have that host donor thing, that rejection possibility the rest of your life. You're on medication for that, and just all kinds of things. And he said, we have so many other things available that I think we need to do next, and not that. That will cause more problems than not. So he talked with the lymphoma specialist. I got a glare on my glasses. It's driving me crazy. But I can't get it off. So anyway, what his plan is for me to do the program that I'm on. And I can be on that for over a year. He suggests probably just up to a year, because what happens, one of the side effects that you can have from it is neuropathy in your hands that is permanent. So I have to watch for any tingling or numbness in my fingers and that kind of thing. But he said, you can be on that for up to a year, because once it puts you in remission, then you just stay on it to help you stay there, And then after that, there's 2 other medications that he would like to put me on. And then right now there is a test program that is been very successful as a, I guess you could say, cure for T-cell. I do not qualify for the trial yet. You have to have like 75% of, I guess it's your T-cells affected with lymphoma. I think I'm only about a 30. So, but what happens is the longer it's out, that number drops. So he figures probably, in 2-3 years, that number will be down that I would qualify to be on that test program. And like he said, it's all but a cure. So I am ecstatic about that. It's just keeping me on something to keep me healthy for the next 2 to 3 years. So he, like I said, talked to the doctors down there, and I was so grateful that he took the time to see what's out there, to contact the specialists, to get their input, and to give me options, because, like I said, the doctors down there, it's all about transplant. And that's fine and dandy if that's what you need and that's, the route you have to take. But I certainly didn't want to. I didn't. I mean, if that's what I had to do, that's what I had to do. So I was absolutely tickled to death with my doctor visit up here this week. I mean, and I told him, how grateful I was. Because to be totally honest, I'm tired. I'm tired of running up and down the road. I'm tired of do this and you're going to be away from your family. I'm tired of, you can't do this, you can't do that, you got to watch this, you got to watch that, you can't, and it's like I try to explain to them down in Baltimore, I've only been down here for a couple months. You guys have only seen me for a couple months, but I have been doing this now for over a year, if you can believe that. And I need to have some quality here. I need to be able to go out and do some things. And with this treatment that I'm on now, I mean, every 3 weeks, I go in and have a half-hour treatment. I love it. I'll take it anytime. But we have to make sure this treatment's going to work. So far, he said typically it takes 2 to 3 treatments before you see a difference. I've only had one. I still have symptoms, but they're very mild. Not very mild, but they're mild compared to what it is before. So I feel that it's doing something, so it's working. What they're going to do is do a PET scan in December. That's about the only way to tell, for them to know for sure if the medication's working. I go by my symptoms. If nothing's changed and I still have my symptoms, I figure it's not doing anything. But if my symptoms have lessened and gone away, then obviously medication's doing something, working. So that's what I go by. But I am, you know, like I said, I still have my symptoms, and what I mean by that is that's the chills, and I don't have a fever, but I get warm, and the night sweats. Oh, they're terrible, but they're also a side effect of the medicine. So you can't really say that that is a symptom of the lymphoma, because it could be the side effect of the medicine. But anyway, I feel a lot better than before the treatment, so I do think it's working. I would tell you the name of the medicine, but it's long and I can't remember it. So I just thank God that He gave my doctor the knowledge to look into other things and see what was out there. But to me, this just, if this medicine's works, it is just such a break in all the treatments and the running and the being away from family and being away from a church family. I've been in church once in the last year. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I just hate it. So of course, my numbers have been really good. I haven't had any problem with them, except my white blood count, which fights infection. And we are now entering flu season. So as much as I want to get back into church and going out and doing family things or doing anything really, I just really have to watch, because I cannot get sick like that. I mean, that's just not a good thing. So I do have to check as far as my stem cell recovery. I mean, I'm still not totally recovered from a stem cell. Still following all those guidelines because my time is not up for that. But they kind of left me hanging with that, so I've got to get in contact with that doctor and see when I can start doing more things. And like I said, with flu season coming up, I really have to be cautious, and I am anyway. A lot of it's just habit. I go out, the mask goes on, the Purell's on my hands every chance I get. I go out on off times. If I go to the grocery store, it's between 6 and 7 in the morning, and me and 3 other people might be in the store. If I go shopping, I try to go off times. We go out to eat, but not too often. It's usually just down here to the diner, and we sit back in the corner, and we go, again, at off times when no one else is in there. So it's just nice to get out. It is so nice to get out. And I don't mind going on off times anyway. So I feel a lot better being able to do that. I'm looking forward to going to the Christmas parades and things like that around for the holidays, and hopefully get to church. It'll be arrive, sneak in late and sneak out early probably kind of thing. I do, people please, if you're sick, stay home. Stay home. You don't need to go to church. You're not going to get any further in heaven's door by going to church every Sunday and having a perfect attendance. If you're sick, stay home. Don't make everybody else sick. That goes for anything, really, any place you go. If you're sick, stay home. And speaking of heaven's doors and church and that, one thing that I've learned through this last year is that the generations coming up, and I'm talking 20s, 30s, people in their 20s and 30s, they have no clue. They have no clue who God is. They have no clue who Jesus is. They have never cracked open a Bible, or I don't even think even held one. It is unbelievable. They just have no clue. So it's something that's really God's laid on my heart that we got to get to these people somehow. I mean, somehow. So this year, as you're picking out Christmas cards or whatever, decorating your house, get those nativity scenes out. On those cards, get that nativity scene on there, get some scripture on there to send out to people. I mean, you think, well, that's not a big deal, but it is, because I'm telling you, people have no idea what Christmas is. None. Other than, oh, Santa. Well, I love Santa. He's a good guy. He still comes to our house every year. Yeah, he does. But he's not the reason for why we celebrate Christmas. We know that, and so it's just important that Christians who know what Christmas is all about share what Christmas is all about. The birth of Jesus, who through him we're saved, and that's the only way you get to heaven. So I challenge you this Christmas to incorporate Christ somehow in your Christmas. Like I said, I got my big nativity scene out. If you don't have a nativity scene, go get one and put it out. I'm giving some as gifts if people don't have them. So guess what? You're getting one now, because you need to have it out and you need to be sharing with people. Because I'll tell you what, you have something going on in your life like I had for this last year. Without Christ, there is no way I'd have made it. There is no way. There's no way I could have done a lot of that stuff by myself. There is no way. If he didn't get me through, I wouldn't have got through. That's just the way it is. That's what the doctor said this week. He said, you are one of the toughest patients I've ever had. And he said, I'm not talking about tough as in diagnosed or whatever. I'm talking about tough as in spirit. And he said, twice you should have been dead. I mean, there is just no explanation whatsoever why you survived other than you're tough. It's like, well, no, God's in control, and he has purpose for what he's doing. So now it's my job to try to figure out what that is and make him proud, do what he wants me to do. So anyhow, I am excited. For now, the allo transplant is off the table. Woohoo! I did not want to do that. I did not. So I'm excited about the plan. He said, I think in 3 years there will be no such thing as a allo transplant anymore. That'll be gone because of the success they're having with this program coming up. So I'll be keeping you in touch. I have my next treatment. I believe is on the 12th, barring nothing else coming up. That'll be my next video. I'll let you know how things are going then. They'll do some blood work and have my treatment done. So you all, like I said, don't judge me because my Christmas is up before Thanksgiving. I love it. I love it, and I missed it so much last year. So I am appreciative of the girls coming over and help me get things up and ready. And don't forget to get your nativity scene out and get it up, and make sure you share the message of Christ's birth and how he saves us. Get that message out this Christmas. That'll make that be a challenge for all of us. Okay, talk to you next time. Bye.